Alrighty guys, welcome back to another video. Apologies for my unreliable uploading schedule. I've been pretty busy lately with personal things, but also I've been dedicating a lot of my time to targeting Perth Metro mackerel. If I had to choose any year to do it, this year would be the year, and you know what? After 6 years of targeting that fish, Perth land-based metro, we finally got it done. I'm really happy about that. Unfortunately, I will not be making a video on that particular capture. Look, it's a big personal thing for me. I've been wanting that fish for a very, very long time, so I'm really happy to finally get that monkey off the bat. If you guys would be interested in the future, I would definitely be interested in making a video on how to balloon for this particular species and what I do and just the steps I take to actually get out there and target these fish. Since I've got one under the belt now, I feel like I can at least provide some reliable information, even though it's probably going to be an episode of not catching any fish unless we get super lucky and catch another one. I wouldn't mind making an informative video like that, so let me know if you guys would be interested in that. Anyways, the goal for today is to do a bit of shore jigging. It's one of my favorite styles of fishing. It's not really done often here in Perth, for the sole reason not really having access to deep water pretty much at your feet. Today where we are, it's one of those kind of outlier spots that does have access to, you know, 10-12 meter-ish water, not at your feet but in reasonable casting distance, and I just want to try and fine-tune my shore jigging skills. Today I've got two setups with me. I've got my lighter setup that I will be using to chase the humble salmon, trout and herring, which you do find commonly along this stretch of beach. And I've got my, well, I was going to say slightly heavier, it's decently heavier, it's a PE2 or 20-pound setup. That one I'm going to be spinning with slightly heavier shore jigs in hopes for, you know, bonito, or if anything else large wants to come along. If there's a big pinky cruising by, he'll eat this jig. Even a mulloway if I'm super lucky. Anyway, I'll quickly give you a run through of the setups and then we won't waste too much time and get on the water, because I've only got 4 hours today to hopefully muster up an episode for you guys. So yeah, fingers crossed we can get on the board early and then it's smooth sailing from there. So we'll see you on the chest mount. Alrighty, so we've got two setups rigged up. A little bit sandy, annoyingly. So we've got the 5000 here. I'll quickly run you through this one. This is one of my newest additions to the collection. I don't know if you can kind of see that, but it is a 10'6" G-Craft Monster Surf Sin Pen Special. It's a very, very gorgeous rod. I bought this one for Exmouth that we have coming up. I've got that with a 5000 Stella, and this is equipped with a, well, currently, unless I change the lure, a 40 gram Little Jack Metal Addict Type 5. So these are an awesome sort of versatile jig. Like I said, I'm still kind of getting into the whole shore jigging thing properly, but I've found that these are one of the easier jigs to actually work, and this was actually what I was catching herring on, surprisingly. It's this wicked fun jig. If I had slightly lighter, I would be rolling with that instead. Unfortunately, I lost that to a bonito, trying to do a bonito episode off of North Mole. Hooked up to one, ended up losing it around a cray pot. I'll add some footage here for you. Yes, 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 yes. Smack the jig, man. 20? Yeah, 100%, man. I think he's got me in the reef. Anyways, and for the lighter setup, we've got the trusty Ripple Fisher Real Crescent with the Stella C2000, and I'm rolling with a Little Jack Metal Addict Type 1, another very versatile shore jig. This is what I'm going to be casting and retrieving like a normal metal lure, because you can do that with this jig, because again, like I said in the intro, you get a good run of salmon trout through here. As soon as I rocked up here, I seen bait busting up. And they're only like tiny, tiny little bait. So with this bigger jig, I'm not really matching the hatch. But I'm sure if a big hungry salmon trout wants to come along and smack this jig, almost certain he wouldn't be too shy to do that. I can actually see bait busting up now. It almost looks like it's raining in one spot. But again, the bait's like this big. They're very, very tiny. Now, no, I'm not really a spokesperson for shore jigging. I am still kind of getting into it and figuring it out for myself. Throw my sandals over there so I can get in the water. So I'm not the most pro guy when it comes to shore jigging, at least. All I know is I have fun doing it, and it's caught me some cool fish over the last couple of months I've been shore jigging. I think the toughest part is making sure you've got the right jig for the right area. Again, I don't really have the right jig for the right area today, but I have caught fish on this one. Very easy to work jig, like they're my favorite. Not the best with a crosswind though, which is what we currently have. Oops, check my drag. Because it's all about feeling when that jig hits the bottom. I've watched a few tutorial videos on how to work this particular lure, and it's a case of as soon as it hits, you kind of work it up once or twice, let it hit again, and you want a bit of fold time. It's just with the heavier jig, we don't really get that fold time we want, so I have to work it a bit more than once or twice, which is fine. I'm sure the fish do not care. And that bait is getting worked out there, but that is way past casting distance. Might head over to the jetty later, see if we can use that to our advantage and get a bit more casting distance, access some deeper water. Oh man, that bait out there is getting destroyed. I swear every time I've come to this beach, there's always patches of bait just getting ruined by fish. I should probably have the rod tip lower given that we've got a crosswind. I'd love to be casting into it, but to my left, which is where the wind's coming from, there's not really that much water that's deep. Oh, there's like a little edge I could fish maybe. Just want that bait to come in close, because then we'll run over and grab our light setup and flick a few small jigs at them. I have heard of a few reports of bonito getting caught from this stretch as well, so that would be really cool if we could catch a bonito. But look, highly unlikely I think, but not impossible. That's the important part, it's not impossible. Once I know I'm at that shallow water, I'll just crank in the lure and then we'll go for a reset. The ideal jig weight I think for this particular spot is, I'd say about 20 or 30 gram. So I'm up there fishing the 40. Where I just cast it isn't exactly 10 meters. In the darker water it 100% is. I'm kind of fishing the edge of it, it's probably more like 6 or 8. And that bait is getting worked. That actually is coming in shallower. Oh, we might get the smaller setup quicker than I thought. I've casted at the bait schools before and there's a lot of herring on them, but I know there's salmon trout with them. And some of those salmon are bloody big, like almost a proper salmon size. So that'd be a good fight on the little 2000, I think. I might even try and sneak a cast with the big jig into the school and just see if, like I said earlier, if there's any bonito or anything in them. Nah, we'll wait. We'll just keep plucking away at this one spot. How cool would that be? A big 70 centimeter pinky on shore jig off the beach. That fight would be amazing, let's just say that. Am I getting hits? Oh, I'm on. That was on the drop. Hell yeah, what is this? I have caught baby sambos before. It could be one of those, because it's fighting very similar. It could also be a humble herring. I was just feeling that jig sinking, like there was tension the whole time and it wasn't the wind, and then I just felt kind of little touches in the line. So he smacked it on the drop in that deeper spot. Not pulling any strings, so he's not massive. I feel like if he was a herring, he'd be jumping by now. We're in the shallow spot now. I can see my line, but I can't see the fish. Don't tell me it's... Okay, so... Look, these aren't good species, don't get me wrong, but this just goes to show the versatility of the jigs. This isn't a favorable fish by any stretch. Good bait though, but look, hooks in the mouth pretty much. So he's actually gone for that jig, and it just goes to show reaction bite. So it catches fish, eh? But not the target species we're after, so we'll get him back in and then get another cast out there. Not a bad sized one. I've definitely caught smaller than this. We'll get a release on him. One annoying thing is you're not really, with jigs at least, you don't only target good fish. Like, you are definitely open to some unfavorable species as well. But that's fine. Some action is some action. I will take what I can get, living in Perth at least. The bait's just staying in the one spot. Oh, that bait's coming closer. You know what? I think I'm going to grab my gear and run down there, because that is a big bait school and that is well within casting distance for this setup. There could be some big guys under it. Imagine a big sandbar, that'd be sick. All right, let's get over there. The bait's disappeared, but while I was walking over here, birds were crashing into, oh, I can see it now. All right, we've got to act calm, because once you start rushing, that's when things start going wrong. Look, call me crazy, but there looks like there's some big swirls behind this bait bowl, but I could just be tripping out. Let's get a cast in. Oh, can you see the bait? All right, you ready? Ready for some herring action? Cast ahead of the bait school. My jig landed right in front of it. They're all on the surface. There has to be some big fish under there, surely. I'm just gonna crank it through and see what happens. If we get nothing, we'll reset. Oh, the jig could be too big. I'm grabbing the small setup just while they're in close. Okay, freak out mode activated. Yep, see, tangled. All right, see what happens when you freak out? Nothing goes your way. Come on, man, jeez. All right. Get in the water a little bit, because we're gonna have a lot less casting distance with this setup at least. So we'll cast ahead of the school, let it sink so the school can at least come over. Try and wind it through. Surely whatever they are, they're good fish. You wouldn't think herring would be causing this much ruckus. All right, we'll recast. We're in a good spot. I'm gonna crank it through the school now. So we'll be going through the school right about now. I can feel the bait on my line. Oh, I'm on. Oh, pulled. Oh man, this could very well be our only chance of the day. Being able to cast this little setup. All right, we're in front of the school, or behind it, I should say. Come on, come on. Nothing wanted a piece. Man, that bait does look small. I wonder what they are. They're gonna be like white bait or something. That's a good cast. Come on, man. We're on. Very feisty herring, maybe. That one kind of hooked up outside of the school. Just gonna take it easy so we don't pull any hooks. Well, he feels a bit heavier than a herring. I'm thinking it could be a salmon trout then. Oh, no, he's a herring. That's a herring. Oh, pulled it. No, I wanted to at least land it. I think this is our last cast. That school does look pretty far away now. There we go. All right, you ready? The lucky cast, let's go. Well, that was a cool little sequence. My best guess is they might have been very small salmon trout, or, you know, they could still be just herring. It's still cool, it's action, it's cool. There's life out here, which is a good sign. But I reckon we'll return to the bigger lure, and then maybe if that bait school comes closer to me, because I don't want to bloody walk all the way down the beach, and hopefully we have another chance at them with the little one. We'll get the big setup back out, and fingers crossed we can get some other fish on the board. Oh. All right, we're here. This looks way better. I don't want my friggin' rods to fall in the water. I'm gonna have to figure something out there. Fingers crossed that is enough to keep it there. Anyways, it looks awesome. We can actually fish properly now and work the jig, and I'm closer to the deeper water, which is nice. Oh, that was a good cast. Oh, okay, we can actually work the jig properly now. I'll be able to feel it. That being said, this jig is still pretty darn heavy. It's just gonna be annoying if we see bust ups back where we were. Oh, I can actually feel the jig properly. The drop's actually closer than I thought. It looked further away when I was on the beach. Oh my gosh, I just realized how far we casted. Oh my goodness, we cast far. I've never seen that. Well, I have seen the color, but not this far down. All right, one more cast with this. Let the fish know. Last cast. And then we'll go to the lighter setup. Alrighty, we're gonna throw out the little setup now. I'm pretty confident in saying that I can throw around these little jigs now. These little 5 grammers will go do wonders on those little salmon that are cruising around here, smashing the bait. Probably around the same size, to be honest. Man, it's been a bit since I've caught a fish. I don't mind getting the monkey off the back straight away, but not when it's a unfavorable species like a butterfish. I guess it does display the sheer versatility of shore jigging. Like you can really catch anything you want. And who doesn't love types of fishing like that, where 1 second you're catching bloody herring and butterfish, the other you can hook. Just imagine, and look, there's any possibility of this happening, long-tailed tuna. You'd hook up on the same lure. It's crazy. Maybe not this one, but the bigger jig, I should say. I just thought I'd throw around the little setup for a bit, give it some love, give it a good chance to actually catch some fish. And hopefully we can get on the board. Oh, I need to sit down. Oh, hits. I'm on. Finally, as soon as I sit down. This was on the bottom, so it could be a blowfish, but it kind of feels like a little flathead. Hoping not a blowy. That would be really annoying. If I had to guess, just based off of how this thing is fighting, it's a blowfish. Why is it swimming towards me? Oh, hang on. Oh, it's a yakka. No, it just came off. Oh. I went to go stand up and it just came off. That was a decent yakka too. Damn, that really sucks. Alrighty, that wraps it up for today's session. Unfortunately, we couldn't get onto any notable species, but we can take a few things away from this session. So the plan for today wasn't to catch monsters or catch any notable fish. It was more so to sharpen my shore jigging skills. Kind of just like a learning day, basically. You know, I don't like to copy. I like to get out in the field and try it and learn it myself, and then see what we did wrong and take it away from there and just see what we can improve on. I'm still very new to this style of fishing. I'm slowly starting to see what I am doing wrong, what I can do to be better, and it's producing fish, not anything noticeable, like, nothing crazy like a Samson fish or a snapper or anything like that, like a big one. But things that you wouldn't normally expect to eat lures that particular size are eating it, and that means you are getting reaction bites and you're doing something right. So again, today's video wasn't something spectacular. It was just get out, enjoy the sun, try something I haven't really done much of. So I hope you guys actually did enjoy this video. I just like taking you guys along with me for my you know, educational fishing sessions. Hopefully we can keep the ball rolling and stay consistent with the uploads. Hoping to keep it every second Monday is a kook fishing video. Thank you so much for all the support. If you could like, share, subscribe, do whatever you want, that's fine with me. And yeah, we'll see you in the next video. Thank you.